Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and this is my 5th time doing this video because every time I try, somebody calls, or I get a knock at the door. So, we're going to try this one more time, and if I don't get through it this time, that's it, I'm not doing it. So, alright. This is my top 20 for 2020, and this is 70s slashers. And let's get started right away, so that I don't get interrupted. Coming in at number 20 is Westworld. Many people probably, they don't consider this a slasher, but I do. In my opinion, is the only one that counts. So there. This is a Western, this is a sci-fi movie. In my opinion, it's a horror movie, and yes, it has slasher elements. I love this movie, and it's number 20. There we go, number 20. Number 19 is The Black Belly of the Tarantula. One of my favorite giallos, and just a fantastic film. It's got 3 Bond girls in it. What more could you ask for? And that's The Black Belly of the Tarantula. Coming in at number 18 is The Toolbox Murders. Now, this is one I watched when I was younger. I didn't care for it as much as I do now because it has a very grimy feel to it. Kind of like Maniac. But I love it now. So that's The Toolbox Murders coming in at number 18. Who cares? Coming in at number 17 is Deep Red. This is probably going to be a lot higher on other people's lists, but I don't care. So, yeah, Deep Red at number 18. Not my favorite Dario Argento movie, but I do like it. Alright, coming up next is Torso. And yes, I like this better than Deep Red. To me, it's more brutal, more mean-spirited. It's a psychosexual slasher giallo. There we go. Torso. Love the commercial, too. Coming in at number 15 is The Redeemer, also known as Class Reunion Massacre. Love this movie. Terrible transfer, but what can you do? I heard it's just as equally as bad on Blu-ray. Coming up next is Thank You, Joe. I have Massacre at Central High. Now, Synapse is supposed to be putting out a Blu-ray of this. I hope they do. But until then, my good friend Joe, who I want to thank for helping me make these lists, sent this to me. And I love it. Thank you, Joe. Massacre at Central High. I could do without the porn inserted, but it's kind of a time capsule, I guess. Coming up next is Bad Blood. Iconic kills, but the story to me is just, it's crappy. So, yeah, there's just too much involved with the story, and for me, it takes me a little bit out of the film. And that's a Bad Blood, but it does have iconic kills that have been imitated through the years. Coming up next is a personal favorite, and that is Savage Weekend. I love this movie. I always loved the cover, which made me go out and rent it when I was younger. The mask is not this mask. It is different, but I love it all the same. Very cool movie. Very underrated. Yeah, and this is the uncut one. I believe the DVD is cut, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, number 11. Now, my buddy Jack for Slashback, he reviewed The Greenskeeper. And it made me want to revisit it. I'd seen it before. It's very cheesy and it's very fun. To make a long story short, I have it on this 15 horror movie pack, and I just happened to find a movie that I loved on there, which is Home for the Holidays. Now, I had asked Joe to make me a copy of this a while back, and he doesn't have to now, since I have it on this 15 horror movie pack. This is a slasher movie that was made for television in the early 70s, and yeah, it's just great. Young Sally Field, I mean, what more can you ask for? That's Home for the Holidays. Alright, we're into the top 10. And number 10 is Jaws 2. This is the first out of the series that I saw, and to me it's intense and it plays out like a slasher. And that's why it's number 10. Coming up next is Tourist Trap. Great movie. Yes, I don't have the uncut version. I plan on getting it someday, but it's just a great movie all the way around. Love it. Tourist Trap. It's made several of my lists. Coming up next, The Town That Dreaded Sundown. People seem to either love it or hate it. Me, I love it. People who hate it, I don't care. So, yeah. Town That Dreaded Sundown. I always liked Charles B. Pierce's style. Thought he was a great director. Rest in peace. And I liked all of his films. Coming up next is Alice, Sweet Alice. Arrow did a great job with this. This movie, I don't really know what more I can say about it that hasn't already been said, but it's just a fantastic early slasher with a very young Brooke Shields. Also known as Communion and Holy Terror, I think. Yeah. Number 6 also seems to be a love-hate sort of thing, and that's The Drive-In Massacre. Me, when I originally saw it, I wasn't expecting much because a lot of people seem to hate this movie. Me, I loved it. I thought it was great. That's why it's on my list. At number 6. Alright, coming up at number 5 is Killer of Dolls. This movie, in my opinion, is a masterpiece, and I think that Bill Lustig owes a great debt of gratitude for what he came up with for Maniac because of this film. Just my opinion. You don't have to agree with it, but I'm always right. Number 4 is The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I've always loved this film. It's always been one of my favorites. A lot of people probably have it higher on their list, but this isn't their list, it's mine. So there we go. Number 4. TCM, baby. Coming up at number 3 is a movie that my friend Joe didn't really introduce me to, but got me wanting to watch it. And when I watched it, I liked it. But when I got a copy that I could actually see, I loved it that much more. This is Silent Night, Bloody Night. A definite Christmas watch for me. And actually, I watch it throughout the year as well. So that's number 3, Silent Night, Bloody Night. One of the very first slashers. Number 2, you guys probably could have called it. It's Black Christmas. I find it to be a great movie. Don't care what anyone else thinks about it. They think it's boring. They don't like the end. I don't care. So, yeah. Number 2, Black Christmas. Yeah. Which leaves number 1. I don't even know why I have to show this because I'm sure everybody knows what my number 1 is, but it's Halloween. One of the greatest movies of all time. Thank you guys for watching my list. Sorry I'm kind of aggravated, but like I said, this took me 5 times and everyone was interrupting me. I do want to thank everyone who's participated. I do appreciate it. And thank you to Joe, the Horror Man, for coming up with this idea with me. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe, blah, blah, blah. And until next time, peace.